Welcome back, everybody. We've got a really fun deep dive today. You flagged some NBA games you wanted to break down, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Pull out the big moments, figure out what they mean, and hopefully you'll walk away with a really good understanding of what went down.
I think you picked some excellent games, some really interesting matchups that tell us a lot about where these teams are at.
Yeah, and it's a good mix, too. We've got the LA Clippers taking on the San Antonio Spurs. That one ended 122-117.
Then you've got the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors. That one was a blowout, 133-95 Warriors.
The Oklahoma City Thunder hosted the Los Angeles Lakers. The Thunder came out on top 136-120.
We've got the Milwaukee Bucks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. That was a close one, 110-103 for the Bucks.
And rounding things out, we've got the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. Another nail-biter, the Celtics winning in overtime, 119-117.
There's a lot to unpack here. Where do you want to start?
Let's begin with the Clippers and the Spurs.
Okay, so the Clippers won, but the Spurs, they really pushed them. And a lot of that was due to Ivica Zubac for the Clippers. I mean, 24 points, 20 rebounds. He was a monster in the paint.
20 rebounds, wow.
Right. And you know what that means, right? The Spurs are a young team, and they really need to figure out how to control the boards.
Norman Powell also had a good game, 25 points for the Clippers. And it seems like they had a lot of guys contributing offensively. James Harden almost had a triple-double.
Yeah, just one rebound short of a triple-double. 21 points, 12 assists, and 9 rebounds. I mean, he was just all over the place. But the Spurs, they did have that big fourth quarter, right? They scored 39 points.
They did, yeah. It felt like they finally found their groove a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe they were just a little more relaxed once they realized they weren't going to win the game.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. But you have to think, right? Victor Wembanyama wasn't playing for the Spurs, and that probably had a big impact on their rebounding.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Zubac had his way down there. Okay, let's move on to the Suns and the Warriors.
Yeah, that was a big win for the Warriors. I mean, it wasn't even close. Stephen Curry, of course, he led the way with 25 points.
As usual, yeah.
Yeah. But you know who also impressed me? Brandon Podziemski.
Oh, yeah, he had a great game.
22 points. He's really coming into his own. It seems like the Warriors are getting contributions from everyone these days.
They were up by 26 at halftime.
69-43. I mean, talk about a statement. And they really needed this win, too. The Warriors are right on the edge of that play-in tournament. They need every win they can get.
Yeah, this win helps them a lot. On the other hand, the Suns, this is their 7th straight loss. They're practically out of the playoffs at this point.
Yeah, it's really concerning, for a team with so much talent.
Right.
They just haven't been able to put it together consistently. Let's move on to the Thunder and the Lakers.
High-scoring game, yeah. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had a huge night.
He did. 42 points. That's just incredible. The Thunder were so aggressive and efficient on offense. Luka Doncic actually had a decent night for the Lakers. 23 points before he got ejected in the fourth quarter.
What do you think? Did the ejection change the game?
I don't know. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. The Thunder already had a good lead. And Luka, I mean, he was playing well, so it might have made a difference. I'm not sure.
But even without him, I mean, the Thunder still had the Lakers on their heels the whole game. Their pace and execution were just too much for the Lakers. This win puts the Thunder in a really good spot for home court advantage throughout the playoffs.
That's a big deal. Yeah. All right, now let's talk about the Bucks and the Timberwolves. This one was a wild one.
It really was. The Bucks were down by 24 in the fourth quarter.
24 points.
Yeah.
And they came back and won. Incredible.
They went on a 23-0 run. Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's the kind of resilience you need to win a championship. The Bucks, they just never gave up. Giannis, he was amazing again. Another triple-double.
23 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. It feels like he gets a triple-double every night.
He's been on fire.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis and Kevin Porter Jr. also made some big plays during that comeback. That's what makes the Bucks so dangerous, right? It's not just Giannis. They've got other guys who can step up when they need to.
Exactly. And they snapped the Timberwolves' 5-game winning streak. Now let's move on to the Knicks and the Celtics. That was a close one.
It went to overtime, yeah. And the Celtics, they just keep winning on the road.
9 straight road wins now.
Kristaps Porzingis had a huge game for the Celtics. He tied his season high with 34 points.
And he hit that big three-pointer in overtime.
That was the dagger. Jason Tatum also had a big night for the Celtics, 32 points, including that clutch three-pointer that sent the game into overtime. But, got to give credit to Karl Anthony Towns for the Knicks.
Yeah, he was great. 34 points and 14 rebounds.
Yeah, he was a beast. But the Celtics, They just found a way to win. This is their fourth win against the Knicks this season. They swept the season series.
It's amazing how these games, they all seem to have these huge implications for the playoff picture.
Absolutely. You've got teams fighting for their playoff lives, teams jockeying for position. It's getting really intense.
It is, and you can just feel the energy building as we get closer to the playoffs. Looking at the games we just talked about, what surprised you the most? What stood out to you?
That's a tough one.
Mm.
There were a lot of surprises. The Bucks comeback was incredible. I mean, down 24 points in the fourth quarter. Who comes back from that? But then you've got the Warriors. They look like the Warriors of old in that win over the Suns.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what kind of matchups we're going to see in the playoffs.
I know. I can't wait to see how it all
For
unfolds.
me neither. Okay, so that was a look at some of the most exciting NBA action from the past week. We broke down the big moments, talked about what they mean, and hopefully gave you a better understanding of the league and the playoff race.
We talked about a lot of different things today. Resiliency, clutch performances, the importance of home court advantage. But what I really want you to think about is this. What separates the good teams from the great teams? What allows some teams to overcome adversity while others crumble under pressure? These are the kinds of questions we should be asking ourselves as we watch the NBA season unfold.
I hope you enjoyed this deep dive. We covered a lot of ground, but there's always more to explore. If anything we talked about today piqued your interest, I encourage you to dig a little deeper. Maybe you want to analyze the Bucks' defensive adjustments during that comeback, or break down the Celtics' offensive strategy in overtime. There's always something new to learn, something new to discover.
That's what makes the NBA so great. Every game, every possession tells a story. And it's up to us to decipher that story and find the meaning within it.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive, but until then, keep watching, keep learning, and keep enjoying the game.
See you next time.